Golden Radio Hour.
Presenting Superman. Up in the sky. Look! It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman! And now, Superman. Just a few hours to go before the crack train of the West Coast Railroad, the Silver Clipper, leaves Denver for Salt Lake City, where the mysterious power, through its agent, the Wolf, has sworn she will never arrive. And Superman, in his character of Clark Kent, news reporter for the Daily Planet, Superman was last seen being dragged down a flight of steel stairs and thrown into the soundproof room of the Wolf's hideout near the railroad yard. It is late afternoon, verging toward sundown in the world above, and still the gangster Keno works on the unresisting form of Kent, bound and shackled to the wall before him.
Listen, you. I'm getting tired of this. How about talk?
I've already told you. There's nothing I care to talk about.
Wise guy, hey? Okay, we'll see how long you last at this.
Open the door, Keno.
Okay, here comes the boss. Wait till you see what happens now.
Well, Keno, what luck?
No luck at all so far. He ain't doing much talking. He's tough, boss. Still, I was just gonna...
Let it go, Keno. There's no more time. I did want to know where he got his information, but it won't matter.
That's what you think, Wolf.
That's what I know, my young friend.
What do you mean?
Ah, you'd like me to talk, huh? Very well, I don't mind in the least. In a few hours' time, Mr. Clark Kent, the Silver Clipper will leave Denver for Salt Lake. You recall what happened to the locomotive and tender last night?
Don't boast, Wolf. You didn't have anything to do with that. They'll find that engine.
Possibly. But they haven't found it yet. And let me tell you this, Mr. Kent. They won't find the Silver Clipper either. Keno,
Yeah, boss.
we're leaving at once.
Well, what about this guy?
He'll stay where he is, permanently.
What are you going to do, Wolf?
Nothing whatever. We shall leave you just where you are, for all time. Or until someone comes down here and finds you, which may take a month or two. Keno, the persuader.
Out like a light. And when he comes to...
When he comes to, we'll be 20 miles on our way to San Joaquin.
Hey, wait, boss. He's plenty tough. What if he breaks out?
Breaks out? Don't be silly, Keno. The walls are solid sheet steel, 3 inches thick. Then 5 inches of concrete. Then more steel. If he breaks out of that, I'll put him in the circus.
Okay. Reckon he's safe.
Come, Keno. Goodbye, Mr. Clark Kent. You'll forgive me if I do not say, I hope we meet again.
But we will meet again, and very soon. And thanks for telling me where. On the road to San Joaquin, eh? Well, I'll give you a little while to get clear of town, and then I'll be seeing you, Wolf. Handcuffs, eh? It's a good thing for you I wasn't feeling playful.
All right, Keno. From now on, things will move.
Jump in, boss.
Take the lower road to the river, and then up toward the pass. Look, Keno. The sun's just going down over the railroad yards.
Hey, boss. There she is, the Silver Clipper. Just in from Shy. She'll lay over a while and then hit the line for Salt Lake.
And we'll be ready and waiting. Let's go.
"20 minutes. That ought to give me time enough to get out of earshot. What was that he said about sheet steel 3 inches thick? You're a liar, Wolf. 2.5 at the most. Look at those walls bend. Well, you might have kept Clark Kent in a vault like this, but not Superman. There goes the concrete, and still more steel. Well, I'll just put my foot through that. And that's that. Now, up the stairs. I won't go out in the street. Attract too much attention. Just up to the roof for an easy takeoff. Oh, what's this? A skylight. And padlocked. Here goes. Out into the night in the fresh air. One jump and we're up. Up. And away. Now then, all I have to do is follow his car on the San Joaquin Road. Oh, yes. And a fellow called the Wolf is going to put Clark Kent in the circus. Here I come, Wolf.
Hey, watch where you're going, will you, boss?
Take it easy, Kino. In a moment, we'll be at the crossing of the San Joaquin River. Do you know where that runs?
Sure, down through Schooner Canyon Lake to the dam at Wallkill.
And do you know how Schooner Canyon got its name?
Who cares?
Oh, it's interesting, Kino. The canyon took its name from an old mining camp, now at the bottom of the lake.
I still don't see
It
why...
was a roaring camp, Kino, until they built the dam and turned the canyon into a reservoir.
Must have been tough to get to, down in a hole like that.
They had a railroad, Kino. They broke a tunnel through the canyon wall, laid the tracks through the tunnel, and down the canyon wall to the camp.
Yeah?
Ah, now you're beginning to understand. Exactly, Kino. The camp is under 1,000 feet of water, but the branch line tracks still lead to the water's edge. Through the tunnel, down the wall.
Hey, now listen, you don't think that you
Wait,
can...
wait. What was that?
I didn't hear nothing.
It sounded like a rushing of wind, or wings, high over our heads.
Chicken hawk.
At night?
Well, I don't hear it now, whatever it was. Hey, what about the canyon?
Well, Kino, that's where that spare engine went last night.
Into the lake?
Right into it, Kino. It left the main line after my men had attended to the switch, shut down the grade, roared into the tunnel, and disappeared forever in the waters of Schooner Canyon Lake.
Couldn't they stop?
No time. And the rails of the branch line were thick with grease.
Oh, you can't do it again. It's wholesale murder.
What of it? Not losing your nerve, are you, Kino? Look, we're here.
Hey, you left the road.
Naturally. We're on the back road above the old junction. Come along, Kino.
Where are we going?
Down the tunnel, just a few yards ahead. I'll show you what's going to happen. What's the matter?
Hey, what's that guy doing over there?
One of my workmen, I suppose. I have several. There, I don't see him.
He dodged off again. Listen, now, I don't like this. Someone's sure to catch on.
Who? Don't be a fool, Kino. The only outsiders are the two members of the train crew on the engine. They jumped off last night just in time.
What, the engineer? Well, where is he?
He'll never jump again, nor will the fireman.
Well, where are they?
Up on the rocks above the tunnel, shackled down. Later, they'll be found lying dead beside the tracks. Sensation, Kino. Imagine the mystery and the terror. Train crew dead on the tracks. No sign of an accident. No sign of the train.
Oh, there he is again. Look.
Be quiet, will you? What are you talking about?
I seen it. A long red cape. He was just flying.
Kino, you're out of your head.
The conductor. That's what the conductor saw. Clearing the line for the Continental.
The conductor was seeing things, and so are you, Kino. Come along. Here's the tunnel.
I don't want to go in there.
Oh, yes, you do, Kino. I want you to. It's not far, but I want you to see what happens to trains and to people.
People? What do you mean?
You're weak, Kino. You see things in the dark. You might be tempted to forget who you're working for.
Oh, no, never. Not me, boss.
Well, we'll just make sure of that. Keep going, Kino, till I tell you to stop.
The devil. The cold, inhuman devil. He's given himself away this time. I'll find those two trainmen. They're just the evidence we need. Where are they? Quick. Above the tunnel. Good thing I can see in the dark and through rocks. Ah, there they are. Chained down to die. But they won't die. Not this time. They'll be the witnesses that hang you, Wolf. It's all right. It's all right. I won't hurt you. Gotta break those chains. There. Now, one under each arm. I'll find a ranch house and drop them at the door. They won't know what's happened. Think they crawled there. And then back to get the police. Up! Up!
There, Kino. We're at the end of the tunnel. Look down the canyon.
Gee, it must be 1,000 feet across.
And would you like to know how deep? 300 feet down to water, and 1,000 feet more after that.
Yeah.
The Lake of Schooner Canyon. What's the time?
The flash of light. 7:15.
7:15. Kino, the Silver Clipper is 20 minutes out of Denver.
"20 minutes out of Denver, roaring up the Rockies to the crossing at San Joaquin. The cracked streamliner of the West Coast Railroad rushes through the dark at 80 miles an hour, destined for a watery grave at the bottom of Schooner Canyon Lake. Meanwhile, a strange figure hurtles through space, back the way he came. But will he be in time? Can he drop the injured men, warn the authorities, and get back to save the train without revealing who he is? Thrills, suspense, climax. Tune in and follow the story of Superman. Be with us again for the next thrilling installment of Superman.
Up in the sky. Look! It's a bird.
It's a plane! It's Superman!
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine. Presenting Superman.
Up in the sky. Look! It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman!
And now, Superman. Events on the main line of the West Coast Railroad are rapidly reaching a climax. Beating west, the Silver Clipper roars up the slope of the Rockies heading for San Joaquin Pass. Disaster, sudden and unseen, lies waiting for it in Schooner Canyon Lake, while Superman wings his way through space, searching desperately for the nearest mountain town. He finds it, drops down from the sky, and enters the office of the local chief of police in his character of Clark Kent, reporter. Listen.
Well, you talk good. I'll say that for you, Kent.
Well, if you don't believe me, telephone my paper and ask for verification. Or call the division superintendent of the West Coast Railroad at Denver.
The Silver Clipper's a West Coast train, isn't it?
Well, it is now, but it won't be long. I tell you, if something isn't done in a hurry...
Okay, but how are you going to prove it? Suppose I get up there to the San Joaquin and pull in a couple of guys. Why, how am I going to prove anything?
Well, I'll attend to that. You know the Circle Y Ranch?
Sure. What about it?
A couple of injured trainmen crawled in there a while ago. They were on that missing locomotive and tender.
They were, huh? Well, you don't mean it.
I certainly do mean it. If you get those two men I told you about, the one who calls himself the Wolf and his henchman Kino, the mystery is solved.
Well, say, you begin to make sense, young fella. By golly, I'll do it. What's your plan?
Get a fast car and head for the crossing at San Joaquin.
Yeah?
You know the old Schooner Canyon Junction?
Well, I reckon I can find it, even in the dark.
All right, get up there and hide. If we don't catch them red-handed, it's no good. That's what I'm waiting for.
Okay, Kent. Say, that is your name, ain't it? But, hey, where are you going?
I want to call my paper back east. Tell them to hold the presses for a big break. I'll pay for the call. Operator. I want Perry White, managing editor of the Daily Planet. Yes. Rush it, please. I'll hold the line.
Hello, White speaking.
Mr. White, this is Clark Kent.
Kent, good Lord, man, I thought you were dead. Where have you been all day?
Tied up in a cellar, but I broke out. Listen, Mr. White, how long before you go to press?
Now, wait a minute. Why, I'm going to press right now.
Well, hold it, will you?
Stop the press? It better be good, Kent.
Oh, don't worry, it will be. The big break on the Western Railroad story.
Kent, are you kidding?
You know the warnings on the Silver Clipper? It's coming off tonight.
Where are you now?
In a police station in a little town on the main line.
What's going to happen?
I don't know, Mr. White, but I know this much. It won't be long. I've got to go now. Will you hold the presses?
Okay, Kent.
You won't regret it. I'll call you the minute I have something.
Kent, wait. What's all this about a mysterious flying figure, something called Superman?
Oh, forget it, Mr. White.
Somebody's pipe dream, huh? There's been a lot of talk.
Well, forget it. I'm in a position to know. So long, Mr. White.
Good luck, Kent. I'll be waiting. Hey, stop the press. Replay coming. Top column on the Western Railroad. Get a rewrite, man.
Superman, eh? I should say I am in a position to know. Hup. Not much time with the wolf waiting there at the canyon. If I don't get back in time to fix that switch, 40 miles more. Faster.
Listen, boss. Let's get out of this tunnel. I don't like it.
Not too long to wait now. What's the time, Kino?
5 minutes more. She's on time.
She was on time at Creeville.
Come on, boss. Let's beat it.
A very sound idea, Kino. In 5 minutes or something less, this tunnel will be a most unhealthy place.
What do you think will happen?
Something resembling the end of the world, Kino. Screaming brakes, rending steel, billows of steam. Yes, decidedly we should move, my friend. Come.
Where to?
Down to the tracks where we can observe the switch. Close to the scene of action, but not too close.
Listen, are you sure they can't stop in time?
Downhill at 90 miles an hour? Impossible, Kino.
What if she leaves the rails at the switch? What if she can't take the curve?
A chance, but not likely. Come on, man. Get moving.
Hey, someone's coming.
Hey, Thomas, you better be getting out of there. She's whistling for the highway.
Quick, Kino. Minutes count now.
There's the train. Traveling fast, all right. Ah, there's the junction. Got a minute, maybe less. Now then, what have those devils done to the tracks? Broken the seals and thrown the switch, eh? Well, it won't take long to fix that. And I'll just rip up a few of the old branch line rails. Just to be sure. There, that ought to settle things. Well, look who's coming.
Hey, boss. Who's that guy down by the switch? Look, he's tearing up the track.
Well, what are you doing? Where's your gun? Shoot.
Don't worry, boss. I'll get him. I never missed yet. Got him, boss.
No, you didn't. There he is. You missed him, you fool.
Never mind, boss. I won't miss him this time. Hey, you.
Kino, what's the matter with you? All right, then, rush him.
The train. Here comes the train.
Get that man away from there, Kino.
Boss, beat it. It's him. I see him now. It's the man with the red cape.
The train. Run, Kino, run. Make for the car.
Made it. Threw the switch just in time. Go on, Silver Clipper. High ball for Salt Lake City in the west. Now then, after those lads in the car. Watch it, you two. Here I come.
I tell you, it was him. The guy in the red cape, the Superman.
Shut up, Kino. Whoever it was, I'll settle with him. He threw the switch back and saved the train.
Faster, boss, faster. Get away from here.
Keep your head, Kino. There's something about this I don't understand.
Boss, look out. He's right behind us. He's over our heads. Look.
What is that thing?
He's down there in the road ahead. He's standing there. Look out. We're going to crash.
Sorry to disturb you, gentlemen. Don't try to get away.
Why, you put me down.
Let me go.
In one moment. Just now, while I hold both of you with one hand, I've got something else to do. That car, for instance. You won't need it again. Where you're going, got to make this accident look convincing.
The car. Look what he's doing to the car, boss. He's wrecking it.
There. No one will ever ride in that again. Hello. Here comes a car. Heard the crash. Must be the police. Well, so long, gentlemen. I'm leaving you now. And if you ever wreck another train or try to, think what you've missed this time. Goodbye.
Hey, here's where that crash was. There's a couple of guys lying on the road. Hey, grab them, boys. Why, I wouldn't wonder if they were the fellas that newspaper man was talking about. They tried to make a getaway and cracked up. Well, look where their car got to.
Man alive looks like a cyclone hit it.
Yes, doesn't it? Or that Superman they keep talking about. Good evening, Chief.
Say, there you are. Why, it's the reporter. Well, howdy, Mr. Kent.
Well, I see you got them all right.
Yes, but there wasn't no train wreck. I guess we scared them off.
Keep
huh?
'em off. Keep 'em off. We done it. Put me in jail. Put me anywhere. But don't let that guy touch me again. He just came flying through the air.
Say, he's nuts. Off his head. But that was a confession if I ever heard one.
Yes. And if you'll drag the bottom of Schooner Canyon Lake, you'll find that missing engine and tender.
What?
And don't forget those 2 trainmen at the Circle Y Ranch. They'll be your star witnesses. Well, congratulations, Chief. You've caught the train wreckers all right.
And thanks to you, Mr. Kent. Well, hey, where are you going?
I've got to get back to town. My paper's waiting for the story. See you later, Chief.
Well, Kent, come on in. Well, it's fine to see you back. You've certainly made good in a big way.
Thanks, Mr. White.
And to show you what I think of you, I'm going to start you right out on another assignment.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. That's the best news I could possibly hear.
Now, wait till you do hear it, my boy. There are 1 or 2 things I want to ask you about first.
Yes, sir?
I know it sounds foolish, but all these rumors about the mysterious flying figure clad in a red cape and all that, you know anything about this Superman?
Do I know anything about this Superman? Why, Chief, what a silly question.
All right, let it go. Now, I want to talk to you about your next assignment. Just pull up your chair.
Yes, sir.
Oh, confound it, I told him not to disturb me. Steady, room. Whitey.
You've caught the wolf, my friend, for all the good it'll do you. The wolf has a master, and the master speaks to you now.
Here, what the... Say, who is this? Kent, get over here.
My compliments, Mr. Kent, on your first and last performance.
What's he mean?
You and your newspaper have interfered with my plans. Very well, my friend. In exactly 24 hours at this time tomorrow, you and your newspaper will be blown to 1,000 fragments. This is the Yellow Mask. Goodbye.
Hey, you! Wait! Come back here! Operator, who was that man? Find him and trace him! Find him!
Whose was the eerie voice calling Editor White on the phone? Who or what is the Yellow Mask? And can Clark Kent, without revealing his identity as Superman, solve the mystery in the newspaper office? Terrible, deadly danger threatens the Daily Planet. Superman has 24 hours' time. Tune in and follow the story. Now, don't forget, next time, the beginning of Superman's latest adventure. Tune in and don't miss it.
Up in the sky! Look! It's a bird! It's a plane!
It's Superman!
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine. Presenting Superman.
Up in the sky! Look! It's a bird!
It's a plane!
It's Superman!
And now, Superman. Amazing figure from another world with powers and abilities never before realized by mortal men. When we last saw Superman, in his disguise as young Clark Kent, reporter for the Daily Planet, he and his editor, Perry White, had just received a warning telephone message from a mysterious voice, which identified itself as the Yellow Mask. In exactly 24 hours, said the mask, the Daily Planet would be blown to 1,000 fragments. Horror-stricken, Kent and his chief stared at each other in the humming office. Then pandemonium. Sirens wailed in the streets. Police searched the building for bombs. Today, as our story opens, we find ourselves far from the doomed offices of the Daily Planet. Dr. Sven Dahlgren shows an unexpected visitor about his laboratory, explaining its wonders, and also explaining his latest invention. Listen.
Please do not touch that window frame.
So? It is not clean, perhaps. It looks clean.
Oh, yes, quite clean, but it is wired. It carries a powerful electric charge.
Most interesting. Are you also experimenting in electricity, Dr. Dahlgren?
You have come to see my latest discovery, have you not, Professor Schmidt?
Indeed.
Then so have others. You're not the first. Others would not only like to see it, but gain possession of it.
No, I cannot believe it.
Oh, it's quite true, I assure you. For weeks past, ever since word got out of what I was doing, I've been annoyed, even threatened.
Threatened, Dr. Dahlgren? By whom?
I don't know. Queer voices over the telephone, mysterious visitors in the dead of night. Yes, that is why I had the laboratory wired.
But what do they want?
They want my invention. They realize that whoever owns it controls a practically unlimited power.
Unlimited power? Is that true?
Certainly, Professor Schmidt. Unlimited power for destruction. Which is why I'm determined to keep the discovery a closely guarded secret. In the world today, my friend, there is destruction enough. Men are at one another's throats like dogs gone mad. No, I will never be a party to war and bloodshed. Ah, but come, I waste time. Into this room. Professor, don't brush against the metalwork. There it is, on the table, Professor.
That is the machine. So small.
My latest development. Small, light, compact, but deadly. Now then, please stand exactly where you are. And watch closely what happens to that glass on the edge of the table. Watch.
It's amazing. The glass was shattered.
Now, watch that small steel ball.
Why, it's gone.
Vanished. Blown into atomic dust.
Then it's true. I didn't believe, but it's true.
Certainly it's true. Based on the power of atomic force. Everything in the universe has a certain vibration point, Professor Schmidt. My machine focuses a beam of vibrating infragamma rays wherever I choose to direct it.
And then?
Any object in the path of the beam begins to vibrate. At a certain point, depending on the object, atomic force is overcome, and the object simply disappears. Explodes, if you like, into nothing.
Doctor, you say any object?
Any object whatsoever, at distances up to a mile.
Unbelievable, my dear doctor. Let me be the first to congratulate you.
Thank you, thank you.
You have done me a great service, Doctor. You have placed in my hands an instrument of destruction that will at last give me what I have been seeking. Absolute control of the world and every living thing in it.
What? What do you mean?
You have been horribly misled, Dr. Dahlgren. I am not Professor Schmidt of Hawthorne University. Mere men who work under me know me by quite another name. I am destined to become supreme ruler of the universe, and with this deadly machine.
Get out of my laboratory! Get out before I...
You won't do anything, Doctor. Not if you value your life. This gun I hold in my hand is fully loaded. Take care.
You're mad, utterly mad. How far do you think you'll get with that machine? The police will...
Beyond the reach of the police, I assure you. I have laid my plans with great care, Doctor. First, I shall destroy the building which houses one of your great newspapers, because a reporter on that paper foiled my plans in the West and succeeded in jailing 2 of my men. When that is done, I will go about the task of creating for myself the position I rightfully deserve. Emperor of the world. And now I must go.
Put that machine down. Put it down, I tell you. Michael, stop him.
No. No living thing can stop me now. Goodbye, Doctor.
Don't let him get away. Michael.
Doctor, what's happened?
Catch him, Michael. Catch him.
Doctor, what's the matter? You're pale.
He got away with the atomic beam, Michael. You know what this means? That lunatic, he has in his hands the power of life and death. He is a walking symbol of death.
Where is Clark Kent? The minute he gets back, send him in.
Here I am, Mr. White.
Oh, Kent, where have you been?
Down in the cellar helping the police.
Turn up anything? Any sign of a bomb?
Not a thing, Mr. White. We combed the building from top to bottom. Anything turn up here?
Not so far. What's the time?
It's 4 o'clock. If that fellow really meant business, we've only got about 2 hours to go.
Call in your office, Mr. White.
Oh, thanks, Lois. Oh, by the way, Kent, I don't think you know Miss Lane. Lois, this is Clark Kent.
Oh, how do you do?
You wait here till I get back, Kent. I won't be a minute.
Oh, the boy wonder, huh?
Why, Miss Lane, what do you mean?
Well, they tell me you talked yourself into a job, went out west, and came back with the biggest story of the month, all in less than a week.
Well, I guess I was pretty lucky.
I'll say you were lucky. Now you're the white-haired boy, eh?
I'm afraid I don't quite understand.
Got the old man hypnotized. He thinks you're Horace Greeley.
I'm afraid I don't...
Oh, don't act so dumb. All this nonsense about a time bomb in the cellar. What's the big idea?
Miss Lane, I only wish I knew.
You mean to tell me you didn't make it up out of your head?
I certainly did not.
I don't believe it. Well, now what's the matter?
Listen. Don't you hear something?
Oh, I hear the presses in the basement.
No, outside. Pardon me a minute. Come to the window. Now. Don't you hear anything?
What do you think you hear?
A plane. There's a plane out there flying low.
Well, I'll be... Now, look, Mr. Kent, this is a big town. You'll find quite a few planes flying around here all day and all night. If it bothers you, you better go back to the farm.
No, really, I
Yes,
mean it.
really, I mean it, too. Tell the old man about your big discovery. Here he comes now.
Well, anything new?
Yes, you're a star reporter. Heard a plane.
It was flying pretty low, Mr. White.
Well, what of it? Oh, I got a job for you, Lois.
Yeah, good job.
No. Go out and interview a scientist. Human interest stuff.
Who is he and where?
Dr. Sven Dahlgren. Got his own laboratory out on Haven Avenue. Look the number up in the book.
Who is he, Mr. White?
What's on his mind?
Leading American investigator in the field of atomic energy.
Must we...
Yeah, come on, get going, Lois. Get going. This paper's always been tied in with science. We've been after Dahlgren for a long time, and now he comes to us.
Why?
Well, he said somebody stole a new machine he invented. I couldn't make much sense out of it, but he seemed pretty worried. Wanted me to rush a story into print.
Oh, what's the matter with the police?
I suggested that, but he said he needed more than the police. Sounds cracked, but it may make a yarn. On your way, Garley.
All right, if you say so, Mr. White. I'll get right out there. So long, Mr. Star Reporter.
You come with me, Kent, into the office. I can't stand much more of this.
I know, Mr. White. It's nerve-wracking, this yellow mask business.
Worse than that. I don't know whether to believe it or not.
If we could only get a lead.
Ordinarily, I wouldn't give it a second thought. Just another crank. But I don't know, Kent. I swear I don't know. What's the time now?
5 after 4. Don't keep thinking about the time, Mr. White.
Confound it, what else can I think of? 2 hours more, and we may get blown to glory. What do you think?
About the yellow mask?
Can he do what he says?
Well, let's hope he can't, Mr. White.
But you're afraid he can. And the devil of it is, so am I. Now, if it hadn't been for that business out west...
Well, maybe you ought to empty the building.
No. You want us to be the laughingstock of the city? Suppose nothing happens.
On the other hand, suppose something does.
Well, they can't intimidate me. If the yellow mask means business, he'll find us right here at 6 o'clock. City room. White.
Mr. White, this is Dr. Dahlgren speaking.
Yes, Dr. Dahlgren. One of our best people is on the way to your laboratory right this minute.
No, that is not why I called. I wanted to tell you...
Yes?
The man who stole my atomic beam machine mentioned a newspaper. He said...
Yes? What did he say?
Something about destroying a newspaper.
What's that again? Listen, Doctor! Hello, Dahlgren! Hello!
Yes, Mr. White.
I was cut off. Get me Dr. Dahlgren at his laboratory, quick.
Sorry, Mr. White. I'll call you.
We were cut off.
No, he was cut off. I'm sure of it.
You heard all that?
Mr. White, that scientist, what was he working on?
Oh, I don't know. Some kind of a gadget to release atomic force.
A machine?
I imagine so. Why?
Don't you see, Mr. White? There's our lead. The man who broke in and robbed him was the Yellow Mask.
Kent, I think you're right. Dahlgren just said the burglar mentioned destroying a newspaper.
Then I must be right. Now, look here. We've searched the building and haven't found a thing. No packages, no wires. If the Daily Planet is going to be blown up, it's got to be done outside. Maybe up above. That airplane.
Airplane?
It was flying too low for a transport. Mr. White, that plane was spying out the lay of the land. And at 6 o'clock with Dr. Dahlgren's machine, they'll come back again and...
Hello, Dahlgren?
I'm sorry, Mr. White. Dr. Dahlgren's telephone is out of order.
Kent, do you hear that? Dahlgren's line is dead.
Cut. That settles it, Chief. I'll be seeing you later.
Kent, where are you going?
After Miss Lane. Something's wrong at Dahlgren's. If it's the mask, well, there's not much time to stop him. So long.
Hey, kid, what's your hurry?
Yeah, got another front page scoop, Kent?
Oh, thank heaven. The locker room's empty. Quickly now. Out of these clothes. It's Superman's turn now. Oh, someone's coming. The window. Out. And up. Up. Not much time left. Got to find Miss Lane. Find out what's happened at Dahlgren's and stop the Yellow Mask. Higher we go. Higher. And faster. Faster. Faster.
Deadly peril hangs over the offices of the Daily Planet. Already the Yellow Mask is in possession of a mighty and terrible weapon. Time is growing short. But Superman is on the way. Powerful form streaking through the night sky, red cape whistling in the wind. Can he arrive in time? And what new, unforeseen danger is already creeping in on the laboratory of Dr. Dahlgren, with Lois Lane about to enter, all unknowing? Tune in next time and follow the story. Remember, be with us again for the next startling transcribed installment of Superman.
Up in the sky. Look! It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman!
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine. Presenting Superman.
Up in the sky. Look! It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman!
Superman, amazing, mysterious figure in blue costume and red cape who has appeared on Earth as the champion of the weak and the oppressed. We last saw Superman streaking through the evening sky toward the laboratory of Dr. Sven Dahlgren in an effort to foil the plans of the Yellow Mask. It is some time after 4. On the stroke of 6, the Daily Planet, its building, its presses, and its staff will be blown to fragments unless Superman can solve the plot in the short time that remains. As Superman wings his way over the dimly glowing city, Lois Lane, the Daily Planet's girl reporter, is already at Dr. Dahlgren's laboratory, interviewing the scientist on the loss of his newly invented atomic beam, which the Yellow Mask has stolen. But even as the scientist and the girl sit talking, hidden eyes are watching them, and unheard voices pass and repass on an unseen secret relay. Listen.
Yes, this is the Yellow Mask. This is Michael, reporting from the laboratory. The girl has arrived and is talking with the doctor.
We are ready. When the signal comes, close the sliding doors and leave the rest to me. Then join us at the airport. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand. There won't be no mistake this time.
That's good. I have sworn to blow up the newspaper as the clock strikes 6. Yellow Mask does not fail.
And to my great relief, Miss Lane, after calling your newspaper, I discovered that this demented individual who had stolen my atomic beam machine had stolen nothing but a box of wires and rheostats, utterly useless to him.
What do you mean?
Well, the machine cannot operate unless it is loaded with atomic cylinders, small steel capsules containing the energy necessary to work the beam. I recalled that I had placed only 2 of the cylinders in the machine to demonstrate it, and both were fired.
But you have other cylinders, haven't you?
Oh, yes, but they're well protected. Look in there. What do you see?
Why, it seems to be a sort of inner room.
And what is at the extreme end?
Let me look. Why, it's a safe. A huge safe built into the wall.
And in that safe are a dozen atomic cylinders and a duplicate of the stolen machine.
You had 2 machines?
Oh, yes, a new one and an old one. That madman stole the new one. But never mind. Keep looking, Miss Lane. What do you see now?
Why, there are 2 doors rolling right out of the wall.
Exactly. Massive steel doors, Miss Lane, which cut off every part of the laboratory. The pair that you're looking at cut off the strong room. Now they roll back again.
What made them open?
Ah, I did something. You didn't see what, eh? Good, that's part of the secret.
Oh, Dr. Dahlgren, this will certainly make a story. Now, tell me about the machine, the atomic beam. Why do you think it was stolen?
Miss Lane, if I were a man gone mad with lust for power, determined to dominate the entire world, I could ask for no greater weapon than the Dahlgren atomic beam.
Good heavens, do you really mean that?
I do. That is why my secret will never be published unless I am assured the atomic beam can be used to benefit humanity and not destroy it.
Can you tell me how the machine works, Dr. Dahlgren?
Why, yes. The Dahlgren atomic beam, Miss Lane, is based on the almost limitless power of atomic energy. In the first place...
Ought to be getting there now. Deserted part of town, all right. Oh, I think I see a car. That's it. Lois's car, parked at the curb. I'll drop down on the roof, slip downstairs, and enter Dahlgren's house as Clark Kent, reporter. Down! Down! Now then, down below. Wait a minute. What's that? Coming through the wall. Nobody else could hear it, but I can. It's a voice. A voice traveling on a radio relay.
Yes, this is the Yellow Mask. What now?
This is Michael, reporting from the laboratory. No change.
We are almost ready. Remember, when I give the signal, close the doors. No more now.
The Yellow Mask. Somewhere near here. And Michael. Who's Michael? And if I have any luck, I may find out from Dahlgren.
Yes?
Dr. Dahlgren, I'm Clark Kent of the Daily Planet.
Oh, yes. Come in, Mr. Kent. My man must be busy.
Thanks. You were talking to Mr. White, my editor, and something happened to the line.
We were cut off.
So I came right down to find out what you wanted to say. It may be important. Oh, hi, Miss Lane.
Well, Mr. Star Reporter, couldn't you find anything to do but come and horn in on my story?
Well, I see you're old friends.
I'm sorry, Miss Lane. This came up just after you left. Dr. Dahlgren, the Daily Planet has received a very dangerous threat from an unknown source.
A threat, Mr. Kent? What kind of a threat?
An escaped lunatic, Doctor. Someone who threatens to blow up the entire works at 6 o'clock tonight.
Doctor, the man who broke in here and made off with your invention, you told my editor he said something about destroying a newspaper. Do you remember what it was?
I remember quite well, Mr. Kent. He had picked up the machine, my new model of the atomic beam, and as he held me under his gun, he said, "First, I shall destroy the building which houses one of your great newspapers."
Dr. Dahlgren, did he mean the planet?
Well, my dear Miss Lane, I haven't any idea which...
Tell me, Doctor, could he make good that threat against the newspaper?
Mr. Kent, he could make good that threat against the world.
And we have 1 hour or less to run him down.
Well, I wouldn't worry, Mr. Kent.
Not worry?
Fortunately, as I have already explained to Miss Lane, and as I tried to tell your editor before we were cut off, the model which was stolen will not work.
What? Dr. Dahlgren, what do you mean?
Just this. By a lucky chance, the stolen machine was not loaded with the cylinders necessary to make it work.
Well, then you mean the newspaper's safe. It won't be blown up.
Not by the Dahlgren atomic beam. Wait, I will point out what I mean.
Just a second, Dr. Dahlgren. I'd like to ask you a question.
Certainly, Mr. Kent.
Is your name Michael? Or is there anyone in this house whose name is Michael?
Why, yes. Why do you ask that?
Don't you like the name Michael, Mr. Kent?
Who is it, Doctor?
Michael is the name of my servant. Why, Mr. Kent?
Nothing. I merely wondered. You were going to show us your invention, Dr. Dahlgren.
Oh, yes, to be sure. If you'll excuse me for a moment. No, stay right where you are. I'll get it out of the safe and bring it here.
Well, are your worries about being blown sky high quite laid to rest, Mr. Kent? You thought the paper would be blown up tonight, didn't you?
You know I did.
And yet you take the first chance you get to run out like a rat and leave the rest of them there to face whatever happens.
Oh, now look here. Mr. White sent me out on this assignment.
Now, I bet he didn't have to urge you much.
Oh, don't think that about me, Lois, please.
I can stand freshness and amazing luck and even boasting, but not cowardice, Mr. Kent. What are you doing?
I'm telephoning the office. Hello, operator. Operator!
Have you forgotten the phone's out of order?
I thought they might have fixed it. They haven't.
Well?
That wire. It goes through a conduit into the next room, and it's slack, loose. It comes away in my hand. Look!
What?
Lois, that wire was cut off clean by someone in this house while Dr. Dahlgren was talking to Mr. White. By someone who didn't want Dahlgren to reveal any information.
Well, don't stand there like that. What do you think it means?
It means the thief knows that model won't work. He's found it out. Oh, where is Dr. Dahlgren? What's taking him so long?
Oh, Kent, the doors! The doors!
What doors? What are they doing?
The doors, they lead into the other rooms, and Dr. Dahlgren's inside.
Oh, love it. Maybe he did it himself.
Dr. Dahlgren, are you all right? Dr. Dahlgren!
What are you doing? Let go of me! Get away from that safe, Michael! Michael!
Oh, Kent, someone's in there with him. Something's wrong. Oh, Kent, do something. Don't just stand there.
Well, I can't. There's nothing I can do.
Look out! Look out!
An explosion inside that room. Dynamite or nitroglycerin. Lois, are you all right?
I'm all right. Just stand.
Now, Lois, run down and bring the police. Phone the paper, quick.
What are you going to do?
I'll stay here.
Maybe I can get in there. Go on, now run.
I'll be back, Kent. Wait for me.
I think it's time Superman took a hand. Clark Kent could never get through those steel doors. I had to get Lois out first, though. Now then. There they go. Almost through. They're springing out at the sides. I'll just grab hold of the edges and pull them out of the walls. Now. Dr. Dahlgren. He's unconscious. And when he comes to, he'll see Clark Kent.
Kent, is that you? The safe. Look at the safe and the wall.
They blew the safe and got out through a hole in the wall. Dr. Dahlgren, who was it? Could you see?
I don't know. When I came in, they threw a cloth over my head. Kent, look. They came back. They found the machine wouldn't work. The cylinders were in the safe.
Doctor, the safe. It's empty.
Quite empty, gentlemen. The Dahlgren atomic beam will now be put to work.
That voice. Who is it? Where is it coming from?
It's a dictaphone outlet. Somewhere in the wall. I'll track it down.
Save yourself the trouble, Mr. Kent. We are leaving immediately. It's 5:30. You will remember what happens at 6. The Yellow Mask does not break his word.
Half an hour to go. 30 flying minutes while mysterious planes drone high in the air over the office of the newspaper. Can Clark Kent or Superman find the Yellow Mask, recover the Dahlgren invention, save the Daily Planet? And meanwhile, what of Lois Lane? Tune in the next installment and follow the story. Remember, be with us again for the next thrilling transcribed installment of Superman.
Up in the sky, look!
It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Superman!
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.
Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe.